And so the historian is always faced with the challenge to look at all the evidence. How do you explain, in the case of the resurrection, the rise of early Christianity? Granted that we know quite a lot about other Jewish resistance movements, royal movements, rebellion movements, whatever, believing that this was God's moment, etc., throughout the time of Jesus, both 100 and 200 years before him and 100 or so years after him. There were plenty of such movements. Routinely, they ended with the violent death of the founder. And in no other case did anyone say a few days or a few months or years later, actually, God has raised him from the dead. Of course they didn't, because there was no suggestion that that had happened. Either they managed to get away with it, or they were all killed as well, or they found themselves another leader. The historical challenge of early Christianity is, why did the early Christians, who were Jews expecting God's kingdom, like so many other Jews were expecting God's kingdom at the time, why did they say that this had happened and that therefore God's kingdom had been launched, albeit in a very surprising and startling new way? The historian, faced with that new movement, has to come up with a convincing explanation of why that took place. And I submit that easily the best explanation for that is that Jesus really was bodily raised from the dead.